Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. You know, sometimes you land interviews that even blow my mind after being in this business for 2 decades. I cannot believe, but I'm ready to say, welcome to Hey Kentucky, Drew Franklin.
I've missed you all.
Thanks for being on the show. This is the only way we can see each other's faces now. We have missed you.
I know I've missed you. Is everyone okay? Is Daniel eating? Are we keeping him fed? Everyone doing all right there?
Everyone is fed, thank goodness. It might not be the healthiest of foods, but everyone is fed. How are you making it through this quarantine, stay-at-home phase?
Well, like most everyone else, I'm pretty much just living on Netflix and streaming services for the foreseeable future. I've seen a lot of Tiger King.
Yep.
You lose audio?
Just froze up.
Did you see there was a meme yesterday that said the pandemic we wanted, and it had do you watch The Walking Dead?
I have before, yeah.
So do you know King Ezekiel out of it?
No.
If so, he was like this guy that considered himself a king, and he had a tiger. And so he's sitting there with his tiger. It says the pandemic we wanted, and then it says the pandemic we got, and it has that picture with Joe Exotic.
Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. You know, sometimes you land interviews that even blow my mind after being in this business for 2 decades. I cannot believe, but I'm ready to say, welcome to Hey Kentucky, Drew Franklin.
I've missed you all.
Thanks for being on the show. This is the only way we can see each other's faces now. We have missed you.
I know I've missed you. Is everyone okay? Is Daniel eating? Are we keeping him fed? Everyone doing all right there?
Everyone is fed, thank goodness. It might not be the healthiest of foods, but everyone is fed. How are you making it through this quarantine, stay-at-home phase?
Well, like most everyone else, I'm pretty much just living on Netflix and streaming services for the foreseeable future. I've seen a lot of Tiger King, as you might know, but me and my fiance Abby, we're kind of just doing our part, staying staying home really. I don't even go to the grocery store, so pretty much I'm just not leaving the couch until I'm told I can.
And you're still doing the radio show.
Yep, I do go to Ryan Lemons for the radio show every morning. That's my venture out into the world.
And that's should be a hot spot with Ryan being of a certain age.
I can't say I'm very comfortable going into the Lemon House during these times, but the radio show must go on. We don't have these capabilities like Hey Kentucky, so I do venture out to see him. But other than that, it's just been a lot of TV and missing sitting next to you on the set there.
Now, you mentioned your fiance, Abby. Not many people before they get married have to quarantine inside of a house for an indeterminate amount of time. How is that going? The wedding's still on?
Well, I could lie to you and tell you everything's been smooth, but the double home office setup is a little cramped. We created a fake secretary that I have to ask for permission to step into Abby's office to bother her between 9 and 5. But at 5 o'clock, it's back to normal life. But we try to set up work environments at home to keep our sanity a little bit.
I know it's tough. It is tough to go insane, especially to not go insane when 2 people are working from home. Now, you did mention Tiger King. Of course, we see the nod to Carole Baskin behind you. I do have to ask you, now that the documentary has been out and everyone in the world has watched it, they are going to maybe reopen investigating her husband's disappearance/death. What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, I didn't even know that was there. I completely forgot I put that sign there, but I'm open to it. I'm not the biggest of Carole fans. I'm excited for keeping the Tiger King story going as long as possible. I want a Carole documentary, a documentary. I want Tiger King 2, whatever they want to do from that phenomenon that is sweeping our country right now. I'm all for.
Yeah, we need to go inside prison walls with Joe Exotic is my next pitch.
And if we don't ever get sports, I'll start the Tiger King Sports Radio. If we need Tiger King Radio, I will cover this however we need to cover it.
Speaking of sports, what is it that you have missed the most? And I know that the obvious answer is March Madness and the NCAA tournament, because we've all missed that. But even looking ahead to what has already been canceled or could potentially be changed or canceled, what do you miss most about sports?
Going to the tournament, definitely missed that. I'm really struggling with not having the Masters here in a few weeks. But to be honest, I've kind of enjoyed not having sports because I've gone back and watched so much older UK games that I never really would have gone back and watched on my own. So like the 1978 championship, I'd never seen that. And I took 2 hours to actually listen to that one with Kay Wood. So even though we don't have live sports, I've actually enjoyed going back and what we can find and what they're re-airing for. Things that I'd forgotten and never seen before and never really taken the time to go back and watch again. So kind of a hot take here. I don't miss March Madness a whole lot. Reminiscing we've been doing.
That is a hot Goose differently?
Absolutely. I mean, listening to Kay Wood and that whole game, I mean, that was 7-8 years before I was born. For them to re-air that and to relive that moment, honestly, this Kentucky team could have lost in the second round. Listen to Kay Wood talk about Goose getting 41 on Duke was much better than an NCAA tournament.
Drew,
that's at least what I'm telling myself.
Yeah, we have to tell ourselves a lot of things these days. Thank you for joining us, Drew. We miss having you in the studio. Hopefully it won't be too long until you're back.
I miss everyone. Hope to be back there soon.
All right, take care, Drew. That'll do it for my biggest interview I've ever landed in my career. More Hey Kentucky after this.